The Black Hills Blue-Winged Olive is my go-to pattern when fish are rising to small sailboats. This pattern will catch fish in South Dakota, Wyoming, Montana, and anywhere else small blue-winged olives are present. Size 18 is what I use most often, but I'll tie them down to size 22 for those special occasions. 70 denier ultra thread in blue dun is perfect for this fly. Start a base of thread keeping a fairly long tag hanging from the back. Trim this tag and set it aside for use in the next step. Reach for a set of ultra fibbets for the tail. Ultra fibbets are long synthetic fibers that taper from the butt end to the tip, the same fibers that come from an artist's paintbrush. Not only do they make amazing mayfly tail replicas, they're very durable and easy to tie with. You can get them in a variety of colors, but I'm using a light dun for this fly. Cut 4 fibers from the chunk and measure for length. I don't mind my tails being extra long, about twice the length of the hook. Tie them in on the top of the hook shank, wrapping back towards the bend. Once tied in, splay the fibers out by using your thumb or fingernail to press the bottom side of the tail up at its tie-in point. You'll see the fibers spread apart with each little push. Then individually grab each set of 2 and pull them to one side to set them apart just a bit further. Now reach for that tag piece of thread that you set aside at the beginning and wrap it around the inside of the bend of the hook. Pull both ends together straight back and over the top, sliding the thread in between the 2 sets of ultra fibbets, ultimately creating a secure splitting of the fibers behind the hook. Capture the thread with a few wraps before cutting that tag end off for good. These tails offer a very realistic and durable presentation, especially important in clear water and when many fish are being caught. Ultra fibbets are my go-to for dry fly tail fibers. Time for the body. Dub a very sparse noodle of silver gray Salmo Supreme dubbing. Take your thread rearward before bringing the dubbing noodle forward to the 3/4 point on the hook shank. Keep this body thin and tapered, and remove any excess dubbing instead of just sliding it down on the tying thread for later use like I did. Reach for 2 or 3 tufts of CDC puff material. Align the tips and prepare them to be tied in on the front side of the hook. Trim off the butt ends of the CDC before laying down a small dam of thread in front of the fibers to stand them upright. Manipulate the CDC with your fingers to keep it on top of the hook shank if you need to. Larva Lace distributes a great product in their mini dry fly hackle packs. What I appreciate most about these high quality feathers is that they tie great small dry flies, and they don't require storage or purchase of large capes with feathers that I will likely never use in my lifetime. Find a suitable feather with your hackle gauge or your expertly trained eyeball. Pluck a feather from the cape and pull off the fluffy butt ends. Trim the stem a bit before tying it in behind the CDC puff. Give the feather a slight pull or trim the tag end with your scissors and secure the remaining stem just behind the eye. Now I can finally use the rest of that dubbing that I've kept around for no reason. Fill in the thorax both behind and in front of the CDC, and put a half hitch in at the front of the fly to secure it. I prefer to manually finger wrap and pinch my hackle feathers, but you might feel more comfortable using pliers for these tiny feathers. Put 2 wraps behind the CDC puff and 2 in front before securing the hackle and trimming any excess feather. I believe that a simple and sparse hackle on this fly will help it fool more finicky fish. Clean up the head and add a few half hitches or whip finish to make it final. Now this fly will catch fish as it is, but I like to take things one step further. Come in with your scissors from the bottom side of the fly to trim a small V from the underbelly hackles. This allows the fly to ride a bit closer to the water's surface and helps it stay right side up without rolling around. Fish this fly on a really light tippet with Larva Lace premium floatant, and you'll fool the finickiest fish when those little sailboats are floating downstream. Make sure you ask your local fly shop about Larva Lace products or visit hagensfish.com for more information and tying videos. Email Lori to order quality products for your shop and let her know if you have any questions. We appreciate you all for watching our videos and using Larva Lace products. Until next time, tight lines and best fishes from Larva Lace.